gamers, Bobby here, and today we're diving into something a little bit more magical and a little bit more tragic. You've probably seen these two champions in a raid, Ultan the Shell and Queen Oella. But what you may not know about them is that behind their stats and skills is one of the most beautiful and bittersweet stories in the entire lore of Telluria. So grab a drink, get comfy. Today we're telling the story between a Sylvan warrior and a Fey queen. A story of sacrifice, transformation, and a bond that defied centuries of hatred. Don't miss your chance to become a part of my squad in raid and support my channel by clicking on my link in the description right now to get your hands on the free legendary Narma, as well as Anax, Ugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Here is what to do. Log out of Flareon Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. And finally, go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Click my link right now and let's get started. To understand how these two met, we have to start with a dark chapter in Telluria's history. The scoring of the Great Growth. The Sylvan Watchers, the guardians of the Mistwood Forest, had fought a brutal war against the forces of Siroth. Yes, they won, but at a terrible price. The Mistwood was devastated. Great swaths of the forest were reduced to ash. The ancient heart of the grove was corrupted with dark magic. Many Sylvan and Fey alike were driven mad, lost of bloodthirsty rage, or twisted into horrific forms. To this day, the Sylvan Watchers still send forays deep into the corrupted woods, trying to reclaim their lost paradise. Now, the meeting of Oella and Ultan. Ultan, a young Sylvan elf from the Watchers. Now you're probably confused and thinking, how is Ultan of the Shelf a Sylvan Watcher champion? We're clearly seeing that he's part of the Dark Elves faction. Let me tell you that by the end of this video, you will know the lore behind this champion and how he turned to be a Dark Elf. So we're gonna be clearing this out by the end of this video. Make sure you stay till the end. Ultan was known for his curiosity, his bravery, and his deep connection to the forest. On one such foray into the Mistwood, Ultan encountered someone extraordinary, Queen Oella, a radiant monarch of the Fae. Oella was unlike anyone Ultan had ever met. She wasn't just a queen, she was an embodiment of hope. Heartbroken by what had been done to the grove, she had vowed to heal the forest and restore it to its former beauty. And it wasn't just her magic or her wisdom that drew Ultan to her. It was her passion for life, her compassion for all living things. At first, Oella saw Ultan as little more than an amusing distraction, another mortal elf with a passing interest in the Fae. But Ultan was different. He kept returning to her court, eager to learn, eager to help. He showed remarkable understanding of Fey ways, mastering the ancient rhythm, the life force that flows through the Mistwood. Over time, their chance meeting turned into friendship, and friendship deepened into something more. Now, you have to remember that this kind of union was forbidden. The Fey and the Sylvan had always kept to their own kind. The Fey viewed mortals as lesser, easily corrupted, short-lived, and unworthy of their trust. But Oella didn't care. Ultan's loyalty, his heart, his courage, they broke down every wall she had been taught to keep. She formally inducted Ultan into her court as champion and as knight, an unheard of honor for Sylvan elf, and thought many Fae disapproved. They could not deny Ultan's love for their queen. And for the forest, it was pure. But fate would soon test that bond. Oella and Ultan led an expedition to the ruins of the Great Grove, hoping to uncover the source of the lingering corruption. Instead, they found horror. Twisted creatures, corrupted Sylvan, and maddened Fae swarmed them from all sides. The queen's retinue was quickly overwhelmed. It was Ultan who saved them. Against impossible odds, he fought with a fury unmatched, holding back wave after wave of monsters so that Oella and her handmaidens could escape. But victory came at a terrible price. Ultan's wounds were mortal. He collapsed, bleeding out in his heart of the cursed woods. And then Oella made a choice. Driven by love and desperation, she poured her very essence into Ultan's broken body. An act of fey magic so ancient and powerful that few dared attempt it. She gave him part of her spirit. When Ultan awoke, he was forever changed. He was no longer fully Sylvan elf, but not fully fey either. The magic of the rhythm now flowed through his veins. His spirit was bonded to Oella's. They were connected in ways beyond words, beyond life or death. And now you may say, yeah, all of this is great, but how is Ultan of the Shell a dark elf? I still don't get it. This part of his story is a bit confusing, so let me try explaining it. In the official Raid Shadow Legends lore, Ultan is starting as Sylvan Elf, meaning he was originally part of the Sylvan Watchers faction. He was one of the young Sylvan Watchers who fought in the aftermath of the scoring of the Great Growth, and he earned fame among his own people and with the Fae through his relationship with Oella. But here is the tricky part. In the game itself, he is part of the Dark Elves faction, not the Sylvan Watchers faction. You may ask, like, why is this difference? This happens mainly because of two reasons. Sometimes raid designers release a new lore after a champion's original launch. Or reason number two, the game is evolving faster than the backstory. In the story, Ultan is a Sylvan elf who gains Fey magic during the Oella's ritual. But in the game, he belongs to the Dark Elves faction. Probably because after being changed by Fey magic and partly reborn, he's no longer Sylvan, but also not fully Fey. Since the Sylvan Watchers faction didn't exist when Ultan of the Shell was first designed, they placed him with the Dark Elves faction, who are sometimes outcasts or Grey Elves with mixed powers. I hope this clears it out because when I went for this story and I wanted to share with you guys and I read my resources and I was like questioning myself the same, like, how is he a Sylvan Watcher but he belongs to the Dark Elves faction? Like, I was a little bit confused, but I really hope this clears it out. Now let's get back to the story, like what happens after his spirit is bonded to Oella's. Let's find out. Upon their return, Oella declared Ultan her consort, her partner in rule and in love. Some among the Fae court began to grudgingly accept him, honoring the courage and sacrifice he had shown. But many others whispered in the shadows to them Ultan would always be an outsider, a half-changed elf who didn't truly belong. Even today, centuries later, the scars of that battle remain in the forest and in the hearts of their fair folk. Ultan and Oella continue their work, side by side, trying to heal both the Mistwood and the ancient divisions between their peoples. And that is the love story between Ultan and Oella. A tale of courage, sacrifice, and a bond that even magic couldn't break. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Raid's lore, make sure you hit that like button and also leave me a comment. Would you like to see more stories like this? There is so much more in Raid's universe that most players never even see, and I would love to bring more of it to you. Until next time, keep simoning, keep exploring, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!